Has been shattered with yet another school shooting. Many parents are at a loss about what to tell their children. Barbara Unell is a parent educator and co-founder of the Raised with Love and Limits Foundation. Barbara, thanks for coming and talking with us.
Yes.
So you're in our community, you're in touch with parents, you're a parent and a grandparent of elementary age kids. So what was going through your mind yesterday and more importantly today when some people still had to send their kids to school?
Yes, I mean, empathy, right? You can really feel, you know, what the fear, like so many people have said, and like John Douglas was saying, to try to get to the root of this, to try to figure out what we can do about it. I think one of the things that activates me is to try to look at solutions, even in the midst of profound grief and sadness, and those are two very different kinds of things, but the research on positive emotions really helps us understand that when we can think what can we do, it helps us motivate and mobilize, if you will, ourselves so that we feel calmer, and then when we feel calmer, we can help our children feel calmer because they're going to take their cue from us.
All right. When you talk about feeling calmer, there's a whole list of things that parents can do. So we're not helpless. Our sense of security and safety is shattered, but we're not helpless. We can do some things. What are some of those things?
Well, you know, I think always, I mean, every day, the goal of you know, raising kids, right, is to help them feel safe and protected and nurtured. And so this emotional availability that right now is so hard for some parents, right?
Yeah.
They don't always talk about their feelings or they don't ask their children. So I've put it into something called goal, right? So the goal is to help children feel safe. What's the O in goal? Is to observe, to really look at your kids, and this is every day, not just today, but to try to create these habits of how are my kids doing? How are they, what is their behavior? You talked about to watch for some of your kids' behaviors. Exactly, be in tune, emotionally attuned, available, and engaged. Those three things really help all the time, but today particularly. And the O is observe, and the A is to adapt. So you're gonna talk to your 5-year-old differently than you will your 13-year-old. So adapt your conversations to be what you usually do, right?
Now, for some of the younger children, many parents are trying to shield them from the news because honestly, sometimes they don't let them watch the news anyway. But this Texas school shooting, especially impactful for the younger kids. They're trying to guard them, but then they ship them off to school or they go to a neighbor's house and there's other kids and maybe they're talking about it. What do you recommend? What should parents do?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that. And that is a really important thing because your tendency, again, back to want to protect, is to say, oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's not you. But then that just really doesn't validate their feelings. So listen is the L in goal. Listen to them, ask questions. How are you feeling? And if they say fine, just say, well, you know, maybe right now, maybe you're not feeling quite like talking right now, but what if you did feel like asking a question? Or what would you ask? What would you say to your neighbor, your counselor, or your school you know, because some kids still are in school. So to get them thinking about reaching out so that they don't stuff these feelings inside, because that's when they don't feel like there's a safe person to talk to, and just say right out loud every day, again, this is the first conversation, I am here. Anytime you want to talk about this, I want to talk about it too. Let's talk about this like we do everything else together. But this is really important for you to know that I'm here for you.
You know, one of the traumatic things about this is we're being told that the gunman walked right into the school. And I mean, maybe that's a place where we start, is to find out what are the security protocols. Is that a helpful thing?
Such a great question too. I'm so glad you brought that up because the not in the word goal or the acronym, but the R is reassuring. Saying, you know, the adults in your world, the adults in your school, we have a plan. But for the older kids, back to this adapting, to say, what do you think we could do together? What would you like to do? Let's make a plan. You want to speak out on this, you want to talk to your school administrators about this so that they feel empowered to do something, but reassuring the kids of all ages that your school has a plan if they are worried, like they don't want to go back to school, let's say, to make sure that they understand that there is a plan, that the adults in their world have worked on this, and that they will keep them safe.
I know it's a difficult thing being a parent normally in regular
Yeah,
times.
right, every
It's
day,
just
right?
Complicating it.
Right,
There
right,
is
right.
a resource available, Advent Health. I think we have the website that we're going to go ahead and put up. There's a parent helpline.
Well, it's called Parent Care, and it's a set of resources, caring and coaching and advice, and something called Behavior Checker that people can go to, again, the adults, to say, you know, I don't know if I'm 100% sure. There's a phone number to call on there. There's a website to consult with. The idea is, again, for the adults to not feel alone also. To reach out and get help if you feel like you're really drowning in fear and worry, so that you can know how to talk to your kids. We just have a few minutes together.
Yeah.
But this is much longer conversation,
Yes,
as you know.
indeed. Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing and giving us hope and insights on what to do. But it's definitely just a sense of loss inside.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for
Absolutely.
sharing.
I'm smiling, but it's certainly not a happy day.
I agree. We'll be right back.